Ayes 38, no 0. The rules are suspended. The privileges of the floor are granted. The chair now recognizes the senator from Prince William, Senator McPike, for the purpose of presenting the distinguished guests.
Thank you, Madam President and members of the Senate. I'm honored to present Senate Joint Resolution 9, commending the resolution of my alma mater, George Mason University, for their 50th anniversary. And joining us on the floor today is George Mason's 8th president, President Greg Washington, Rector of George Mason's Board of Visitors, Jimmy Hazel, and Chair of the Mason Foundation Board of Trustees, Terry Kofer Byrne, and the Executive Director of State Government Relations, Mark Smith. The incredible recent growth of the school will continue to prepare Virginians for the future under their esteemed leadership. Alongside me are fellow alum, Senator Reeves, and our senator who represents the main campus, of course, is Senator Peterson. Including myself and Senator Reeves, George Mason has 7 alumni currently serving in the General Assembly, and an even larger number of alumni have served this Commonwealth. I'm proud to wear the green and gold of George Mason, Madam President, and now ask that Madam Clerk read the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution 9, commending George Mason University. Whereas George Mason University, one of Virginia's finest institutions of public education, will celebrate its 50th anniversary on April 7, 2022, and whereas originally known as George Mason College, George Mason University was established in 1957 as the Northern Virginia branch of the University of Virginia. And whereas in 1958, John Jack Wood, mayor of what was then the town of Fairfax, worked with other town officials to acquire the original 150 acres of land for the Fairfax campus of George Mason University. And in 1969, Rector John Till Hazel Jr. helped acquire an additional 421 acres of land to expand the campus. And whereas on April 7, 1972, a contingent from George Mason College met with Governor A. Linwood Holton in Richmond for the signing of House Bill 210, which established George Mason University as a freestanding baccalaureate public institution of higher education. And whereas in 1972, George Mason University enrolled 4,166 students and employed 165 faculty members and 535 staff members. And whereas George Mason University has since grown to operate 3 campuses in the Commonwealth: the original Fairfax campus, established in 1964, the Arlington campus, established in 1979, and the Prince William campus, established in 1997. And whereas Till Hazel also helped acquire George Mason University's School of Law, located in Arlington, in 1979. And whereas in 1985, George Mason University's women's soccer team won the National Collegiate Athletics Association Championship, defeating the University of North Carolina to claim the institution's first national title. And whereas 2 George Mason University professors, James Buchanan and Vernon Smith, became the first 2 winners of the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences from Virginia, winning the prize in 1986 and in 2002, respectively. And whereas in March 2006, George Mason University's men's basketball team reached the Final Four of the NCAA tournament by defeating teams from Michigan State University, the University of North Carolina, Wichita State University, and the University of Connecticut. And whereas the Smithsonian Mason School of Conservation was established in Front Royal in 2008 to offer hands-on conservation biology training for students. And whereas George Mason University Korea was established in Seoul, South Korea in 2014 as part of the Incheon Global Campus. And whereas George Mason University achieved R1 highest research activity status in 2016, which was reaffirmed in 2018 from the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, recognizing the university as a Tier 1 top research university and for its 121% growth of research funding over the last decade. And whereas in 2017, U.S. News and World Report named George Mason University as the most diverse university in Virginia. And whereas in 2018, George Mason University and Northern Virginia Community College created the Advanced Program, a partnership that has helped more than 2,020 students transfer from a 2-year program to a bachelor's degree track. And whereas George Mason University achieved Level 3 management autonomy in 2021, the highest level of management flexibility granted to public institutions of higher education in Virginia. And whereas in 2021, Times Higher Education magazine ranked George Mason University as the nation's top young university, compared with all other institutions less than 50 years old. And whereas George Mason University offers a wide range of opportunities to students through the Antonin Scalia Law School, the College of Education and Human Development, the College of Health and Human Services, the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, the College of Science, the College of Visual and Performing Arts, the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter School for Peace and Conflict Resolution, the Schar School of Policy and Government, the School of Business, and the Volgenau School of Engineering. And whereas 61% of George Mason University students receive some form of financial aid, including 29% of undergraduates who received Pell Grants. And whereas of George Mason University's undergraduate students, 24% are first-generation college students. And whereas approximately 1 in 12 George Mason University students are affiliated with the military, including active duty personnel, reservists, members of the National Guard, veterans, and military dependents. And whereas George Mason University is the most diverse, fastest growing, and largest baccalaureate public institution of higher education in Virginia, with more than 39,134 students, 10,895 staff and faculty, and more than 215,900 alumni, including 135,300 currently living in the Commonwealth. And whereas the George Mason University Board of Visitors, George Mason University Alumni Association, local governments, advisory committees, and interested citizens have planned numerous celebrations and commemorations of the institution's history and achievements throughout 2022. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate, the House of Delegates concurring, that the General Assembly hereby commend George Mason University on the occasion of its 50th anniversary. And be it resolved further that the Clerk of the Senate prepare a copy of this resolution for presentation to the President of George Mason University, Gregory Washington, and the Rector of the institution, James Hazel, as an expression of the General Assembly's gratitude for their extraordinary efforts to promote educational access and academic excellence in the Commonwealth.
If our guests would meet me in the well, please.
Come on up.
Of the Commonwealth of Virginia, I do make this presentation to George Mason University. It is an honor to do this.
Thank you.
It's an exceptional university. You have a charge to fulfill, and it sounds like you have greatly fulfilled it. We thank you for all that you do for our Commonwealth. You have so many accolades, I cannot add another. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you.
The Senate will stand at ease momentarily.